and welcome back to another episode of Ebony in the Kitchen, where I'm Ebony and I'm in my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a Boba crepe mini lunchbox cake. So the idea is we're mixing 3 viral cake ideas into one cake, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a mini lunchbox cake with Boba cream, and it's going to be a crepe cake. So the base is going to be like a I don't know how to pronounce it, it's M-I-L-L-E. Crepe cake, which just means 1,000 layers. Is cool, but time consuming. So let's get started. But before we get into it, if you could like and subscribe down below just to keep up to any new videos that I might post in the future. So I'm going to be putting the milk into a pot. This is 1 3/4 cups milk. I just spilled that everywhere. Fantastic start, Ebony. We're gonna combine that with 3 tablespoons of sugar just to sweeten up the crepes. And I'm going to heat this over the stove just until the sugar's nice and dissolved. So I'll see you soon. Now I'm gonna take my favorite mixing bowl and we're going to mix up 3 large eggs. So that will be the base of the crepe base. Got my eggs. There's a special way you can crack eggs, and I haven't tried it before, but you like crack it onto each other. Can I do it one-handed? I did it. I need my little whiskey whisk. We're gonna whisk this up until they're combined, but I also want them to be a little bit lighter so that our crepes are nice and light as well. I swear cooking is all exercise. 90% exercise, 10% cooking. I'm multitasking. I've got my milk heating. Let's not burn that. Okay, cute. Nice and fluffy eggs. Check on my milk. Now, we're going to add the rest of the wet ingredients. So I'm going to temper the eggs, because you don't want to add hot milk straight into cold eggs because it will curdle them and they'll start to scramble basically. So you add just a little bit of milk while whisking and getting it everywhere, just to temper them. And I'll mix this in just so they are brought up to temperature with the milk. And then I'm just going to keep streaming in the milk while I mix. Remember that multitasking thing I said before? Oh my gosh, this is going everywhere. Mix this in properly. It's a really fluffy batter. It's really nice and airy. I don't know how I came up with this idea. I really wanted to do a cake. I knew I really wanted to do a cake. And I love boba and I love matcha. Matcha is going to be the flavor of the crepe. And I love crepes. So I thought, why not chuck them all together? And I know layer cakes and boba and small lunchbox size cakes are trending at the moment. So why not Frankenstein a mini cake, I thought. And here we are. So now we've got all of the milk mixed in. I'm gonna slowly stream in the butter as well. I've melted 1.5 tablespoons. I'm literally getting this everywhere. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna stream in the butter as I mix again. Can't really whisk with this hand. I am not what's that word? Ambidextrous. I hear. I'm not that. I'm very right-handed. Okay, now we are going to start adding the dry ingredients. My favorite. So to start, I'm gonna pop in a cupful of cake flour. Now I'm using cake flour because apparently normal flour is just, it's got too much protein in it. So 1 cup is probably more than what you need for this recipe. So I'm just putting in my cake flour. And then I'm gonna put in 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. We need a rising agent, even though it's crepes and they're flat. I know. Rising agents are still needed. And I'm gonna add to that about 2 tablespoons of the secret ingredient, matcha powder. Mine's an organic one. I know, I'm so good. Organic. Looks like I can't use my right hand after all. So I'm gonna sieve in 1/2 of the dry ingredients, do a little bit of a foldy whiskey motion, making sure I don't overmix. Okay, that's about 1/2. So I'm just gonna stop for a sec and just do like a foldy whiskey motion. Man, my matcha powder smells so good because it's got vanilla in it. Okay, and now I'm gonna put the rest of the dry mixture in and we'll give it another mix up. The green is such a pretty color. If we didn't whisk that, that would have had so many lumps in it. So whisk your ingredient. Voila. And mix it up. This is looking really nice color. It's such a pretty green. I'm wearing green today too. I'm gonna match my cake. I'm gonna stop myself there because I don't want to overmix, but we're gonna sieve the batter. Sieve, or is it sieve or sieve? Sieve or sieve? We're gonna sieve it into a separate bowl so it's not all lumpy because we don't want lumps in our crepes because yeah. No spilling this time. We're gonna sieve the mixture into this small bowl. There were so many lumps in that. I'm glad I did that. In fact, I'm making a mixtape. Shrek can have his clumps back. Now we have our gorgeous crepe batter. It's such a pretty green. I could wear it as an accessory. We get to cook them now. This is gonna be the part that takes the longest. So, to the frying pan. We're gonna cook our crepes now in the pan. So we're gonna add a little spritz, just a little of oil into the pan. I was told to give the batter a little swirl before putting it in, otherwise the flour sinks to the bottom because it's such a light batter. So I'm using just under a third cup of batter. Put it in the pan and then swizzle it around. Just let that cook. Flip it, done. Now it's looking a little bit more set on top. It's not wet anymore. We get to flip it over. This is the fun part. It's all about confidence. So just get under it and a quick flip. I'm gonna keep going with the rest of the batter now till we have a fat stack of crepes. Now we have our beautiful stack of matcha crepes. We get to cut them to size now, so then we can layer them and fill them with cream and put them as a cake. So let's go. I found these little cookie cutters, so they'll be great to use because the shape of the box perfectly fits this size cookie cutter. So I'll cut out as many as I can with these crepes, and then we can stack them all up with cream. That's gonna be adorable. That's how small our cake is gonna be. 1 out of 1,000. I'm gonna take just under a half of the cake layers and I'm gonna make them into a donut hole shape. That's because I'm going to fill them with the brown sugar boba cream. And then I'm just going to take my smaller cookie cutter, center it up, pray and press down, I guess. Perfect, and then we have a nice little donut shape and some snacks. I'm honestly all about the snacks in this channel. Get ready to watch an eating montage one day. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I kind of just came up with the idea in my head to do this, so I hope it works. I think it will, but we'll see. All right, so we have our 2 separate layers, and now we move on to the cream mixture. So now we're gonna move on to making the cream. This cream is going to go in between each layer of the crepe, and we're also gonna have them in that little hole filled with the boba. I've got 2 teaspoons-ish of water and 1.5 teaspoons of gelatin powder. Now the reason I'm going for gelatin is to stabilize the cream because I don't want it to melt straight away and I don't have a whole day to let this set. So I'm just gonna add the water to the gelatin and we're gonna let it bloom for about 5 minutes. So with this cake, I really wanted to go full boba milk tea vibes. So I'm going to be making a tea concentrate to put into our whipped cream. So I'm just gonna add hot boiling water to the 5 tea bags I've just popped in this cup, and I'm just gonna swirl it around and make a really super concentrated liquid so that I can drizzle it into the whipped cream and it won't curdle. The gelatin has bloomed, so I'm just gonna pop it in the microwave for about 5 seconds to melt it. Then we can pour it into our whipped cream as we whip it up. Now, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of the heavy cream into the gelatin mixture and mix it all together. Then I'm going to add the rest of my 500 mils of cream into a large bowl. I have my tea concentrate and I'm going to put it into the cream. So then we mix it up, it'll all combine together. I've chilled it in the freezer so it's not boiling hot like it was before. Now I'm just gonna mix this on high for 15 seconds until it's nice and foamy. I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons of powdered sugar for sweetness and a little bit of vanilla for flavor, and then keep mixing until soft peaks. We've got soft peak. I'm going to drizzle in my gelatin and cream mixture just very slowly because the cream can change like that and we don't want butter. So very slowly on low, I'm gonna drizzle in the gelatin and mix until we have stiff peaks. Oh shit, I think it curdled. Finally, we have our tea infused cream. So when I say beat slowly, it changes quickly. Do it because I only had 1 bottle of cream and I curdled it. So that meant a whole trip to the shops to get more cream, but we are now here and we have whipped cream. It's looking really nice and glossy. It's got stiff peaks. So now we're just going to let this set in the fridge while we move on to our brown sugar boba pelts. Next step is making the boba surprise filling. I found this brown sugar jelly bubble milk tea pre-made. You kind of DIY it yourself at home as a drink. I just took out the brown sugar boba bubbles from the pack, and that's what I'm gonna mix through to make the cream. I was gonna make my own bobas, but time consuming. I've got my milk tea cream that I made before, and I'm just gonna whack a nice dollop in here, and we can mix this all together until we have a nice smooth filling. This cream is a really nice texture after adding the gelatin. It's just really helped it stiffen up, and I think it'll make for a really lovely icing. Guys, we made it to the assembly stage. We have our crepes, our boba filling, our cream. We are ready to assemble. So I've got some little offset spatulas, and we're just gonna take a little bit of cream in between each layer, spread it around. I don't think I'll need much. I've seen people make the full size cake and they need a lot of cream, but this is just so mini. So we're gonna have a nice even layer between each of the crepes and then stack them all up. Layer 1 out of 456,798 done. All right, this is gonna take way too long for you to just sit there and watch me, so cue time lapse. We have all of our beautiful layers all stacked up. I'm just gonna fill that little hole with our boba brown sugar cream, and then we can almost put like a little crumb coat around the sides and set it in the fridge for a little bit. It's looking better than I ever could have imagined. I definitely appreciate all those little Instagram videos so much more now with the little mini lunchbox cakes, because oh man, it is an effort and a half for something so little. So now we've filled in the boba surprise. I'm just going to add a thin layer of our cream around the sides, and then we can set it in the fridge to chill. And when it comes to icing, I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just making it up really. Now I'm just gonna set this in the fridge to set, and then we can decorate it. I made this gorgeous little thing. These are so friggin' cute. Way too much effort for something so little, but really cute. Now I get to decorate it, and then I get to taste my little creation. I'm gonna do some simple decorations with boba and a little cute message on the top, which I'm really scared to do, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm just gonna do, I don't know, I've never iced like this before. Guys, remember, I'm like super amateur, so I'm just happy I have a tiny little cake in a box. I'm going to decorate this little ring with some bobas. I need those like fine little tweezers. It's only taken 4 hours to make this cute little cake, but that's okay. It was all worth it. Gorgeous. And now I'm just gonna swap my piping bag tip so that I can write a cute little message on top. Time to write something on the top. Now, because I'm so happy that it's done, I think I'm gonna stick with the word happy. I put a cute little peach food coloring into the rest of the whipping cream. I'm actually super surprised with how the whipping cream's held up. It's actually really cool with the gelatin. Happy! The writing's fat, but I don't care because it's marvelous and I made it. Time for the final cut. I'm so nervous. This is the do or die part. Very satisfying to cut through. Wow. Oh my goodness. That is delicious. The layers are beautiful and the boba cream comes through. Let's give it a taste. So worth all the time and effort. It's so soft, nostalgic to like Sundays with crepes. The matcha crepe is really good. And the bobas are chewy, like a little surprise, very tea flavored. Delicious. It was a great choice to make a 4-hour self-serve cake. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe down below. If you have any ideas for new videos for me to do, please comment, and I really hope you have a lovely week. Mwah!